What's up, everyone? What's up, YouTube? It's Rickzilla here, and thank you for joining me on this wonderful Sunday evening. I don't know what to say, and thank and thankfully so. You guys really know how to spread the word. I mean, it's amazing. Anyway, we're going to be taking a look at some of the recent insanities. That is our little friend Mary fucking Barone. Mary motherfucking Barone, aka the Drazdia. And she has been on the warpath trying her best to smear her Aunt Kathy's name. Recently, Aunt Kathy was on Irate Prostate's channel for an interview, and it was really something I really loved seeing. I mean, it's kind of endearing to hear something that it's kind of endearing hearing her stories in her life. And I really, really did enjoy hearing it. What's up, bro guy? It's good to see you here. I couldn't have had anyone else. I couldn't have the best audience. I couldn't ask for more than the best audience on this platform. And it really means a lot to me that you guys show up. With that being said, let's take a look at some of the recent and damning videos that Adrassi has put out as a way to slander her Aunt Kathy. I mean, talk about utter insanity. I mean, then again, this is Adrassi here. Let's take a look.
We're going to look at a couple of stories about why people hide abuse and the damage that can be done by it, and the reasoning why some people can never admit it. When Meg was 12.
Yeah, she's pulling up these articles as a way to like insert herself in that situation, you know, just so that people will pity her. This is what she does.
Her mother, Annie, found herself unable to look at her. Seeing her daughter made Annie feel unsettled, at times almost angry. At first she couldn't figure out why. And then Meg turned 13, and suddenly everything slid into place for me, Annie says. I found myself thinking, she's so tiny, she's so little. And I realized I was actually talking about myself and not her. It felt like something just broke. It was something big and ugly, and it just broke. Annie was 13 in 1987 when an Anglican priest began sexually abusing her. Over a period of 8 to 10 months, seeing her daughter turn the same age was a trigger that not only brought back memories of the abuse, but that also helped her to comprehend just how small and innocent she would have been. He was in his mid-30s and used Annie's vulnerability after the acrimonious divorce of her parents and his knowledge that she had been sexually abused by a family member to his advantage.
Yeah, again, she's taking other people's stories and applying it to her life. She did that with Dave Pelzer, the author of A Child Called It, when she wrote her book, I Will Never Stop Screaming. This is what she does. It covers It covers for her mental illness.
This is a picture of Annie when she was only 5.
I think it's disgusting that she's doing this. I think it's disgusting that she's taking other people's stories.
Annie's experience of cover-up, betrayal, and being failed by those who should have protected her has become all too familiar in such cases. But it is the experience of her family members she wants to highlight. They are the secondary victims whose stories are often lost. Annie and her family believe abuse pervades the lives of the secondary victims, but support for them is haphazard and scarce. They hope that by sharing their experiences, religious and other institutions will do more to recognize and address the impact of abuse beyond the primary victim. Meg said at first that she was unsure why her mother had begun to treat her differently. She did not know the extent of her mother's abuse at the time.
I think it's disgusting that she's taking other people's pain and applying it to herself. Goes to show that she has no empathy for herself or anyone else. And she just goes around trying to compare other people's pain, other people's tragedies to her own as a way to garner sympathy. It's disgusting that she would go this far.
I guess it was always obvious that something had happened to Mom, because sometimes she would cry or blank out, but I didn't know exactly what she was upset about. When I first turned 13, that's kind of when I knew something more was going on. For a while I thought I'd just done something wrong. I thought I'd upset Mom in some way, and that's why she couldn't really talk to me anymore. Robbed of a childhood, Annie was first raped when the priest lured her alone into the church where he preached. Knowing that Annie was devastated about the death of her dog, the priest told her that if she looked towards the altar and prayed to God, she would see her beloved pet again. He made her lead towards the pew, and as she did, he pulled down her underwear and sexually abused her.
Oh my God. This is...
Annie's police statement.
Is she going to start... Like I said, she might end up starting saying that...
After I got home, there was a lot of blood there, and it hurt.
Yeah, she might have said... She's probably going to use the story that she was abused by a priest. Again, Mary loves stealing other people's stories. She's worse whenever I steal other people's jokes. And yes, I am admitting that.
Hurt for a while. For around 2 weeks, I remember I had a lot of trouble going to the toilet. Annie recalls the priest raping her 5 times. She's unsure why the abuse eventually stopped, but she says it robbed her of her childhood and left her without an identity, unable to accept love. By the time she was in year 12, Annie had a nervous breakdown. Her former high marks in school crashed. Her mother threw her out of home for several weeks, forcing Annie to steal food from garbage bins to survive. When her mother accepted her back home, Annie was terrified of starving again and began to eat as much as she could and to hide food in her bedroom. In 1994, Annie's mother made her talk about her withdrawn and surly behavior to a bishop her mother was friends with. Annie brought up the name of her perpetrator to the bishop, and he told her, "I'm going to stop you here. I want you to think very carefully about coming forward with this. Think of the lives that could be ruined by this." The bishop questions Annie's memory of what happened and told her that if she told anyone else, people would think she wanted it, that she was partly responsible. I'm sorry, this is making me cry because my aunt is telling people that I wanted what happened to me.
Okay. Really, Mary? Really? You really think that? This is what I was talking about. This is the shit that I was talking about. And I'm pretty sure AP and Hatman saw this one. And yeah. This is what she's doing. as a way to get people to pity her is that she takes other people's stories and she inserts herself and extrapolates from other people's pain. And then she compares it to her life. What does that say about her?
I was just a child, and she's telling people I wanted it, that I was seducing my father.
Okay, that is the worst lie I've ever heard.
Okay, I can't pause it, okay.
The worst lie I've ever heard her say.
Letters written by church officials at the time had seen by Guardian Australia reveal that senior members of the church knew of the priest's abuse and did nothing. Annie's mother called her a slut and a whore. She accused her daughter of breaking up the family by causing trouble. It's the exact same thing my mom did when my sister turned our dad in.
Okay, I wonder where that came from. The whole, my dad was abusive and he molested me and all that shit. I think she got that from somewhere. I think she got that from Clarice's story from Silence of the Lambs.
All kinds of names by her own mother.
And
she was awarded a scholarship to attend a prestigious college in 1994. Annie dropped out after less than a year. That same year, when she was 21, she tried to take her life. She has since worked in a low-level job where people half her age serve as her boss. She cannot go near churches, even for funerals or weddings. She dreads sleep because of the nightmares she knows it will come. She has considered an attempted suicide more than once. Annie's husband, Mark, and their three children, Robert, Meg, and Ella, do not know the full extent.
I wish to bottle her tears too, bro guy. I wish to use her tears for a song to put for the sweat lodge. Sorry. Ugh. Yes, bro guy. We need her tears. It will nourish us. It will nourish our crops.
Of the abuse, though they know most of the crucial details. As the years go by, they learn more, sometimes accidentally, such as when Annie talks in her sleep, or sometimes by necessity, as she calls the detectives, and from the church require an explanation. If you hide something like this, it's wrong.
I agree, bro guy. I agree.
It's wrong, Kathy. If you hide something like this, it is wrong.
Oh, and also that's my washing machine. I'm doing a load. If you're hearing a big banging noise, that's my washing machine. I'm doing a load.
Dr. Judy Curtin, a lawyer representing victims of institutional
We got 3 viewers.
Published research last year into justice outcomes for sexual assault victims. She interviewed 18 secondary victims defined as immediate family members and found an admission of...
I agree, bro guy. I totally agree.
But an even bigger concern I found from them was their anger at the ongoing way the church concealed the crimes and a need for those people to also be held accountable. They felt that those who knew about pedophiles and yet kept quiet fundamentally enabled the activities of pedophiles. They protected them. They covered up their crimes, and they were often not held to account, and that's something that really upsets secondary victims. That maybe their family member wouldn't have been abused if those who had known had spoken up. The finding resonates with Annie's son, Robert. He learned about the abuse of his mother just before Christmas. After he had finished his year,
I know.
Annie and Mark had been talking to detectives and representatives from the Anglican Church, and they felt it was time Robert knew what was going on. He is angered most by the fact that no one had helped his mother.
Actually, there were people who were working on my roof.
It's almost worse not helping when you can see something is wrong, Robert said. I'm a firm believer that if you see or know about something wrong, you have to do something. If you hide something like this happening to someone,
But they
it's
finished.
wrong. They should also know the effect isn't just on that one person. It's like a web, like a spider that keeps on building its web.
Keep crying, Mary.
Things like this just keep building.
It'll please me.
I'm not the only
Your
one
tears
who
will
has been
freshen my
affected. My
supplies.
friends
Keep crying, Mary. Your tears will refresh my supply. Sorry.
have to, even
Brain.
if they don't know it, because they see how I am affected. They don't know what the cause is, and they won't for a while, but they see something is wrong. Robert says he feels angry. He cannot always talk about the problem with friends or adults who think the world is safe and simple. But it's not, because sometimes I got home and I've got Mom going through this. I've got Ella who doesn't really know what's going on, but who is asking questions every day. She's always confused and always wants to know. And I've got Meg who is lashing out because of it, and it's painful at times. There is no support group, no place to go outside of the family. For other teenagers like him, he thinks a safe environment for other children of survivors to meet and talk in would help. It's something he would like to be involved in. Annie has looked into it, but she says there are significant gaps in accessing support and even counseling for survivors and their families. Survivors often have to bear substantial costs of private counseling, while civil claims against the church may also be draining their funds. Annie's husband, Mark, says he learned about Annie's abuse shortly after they started dating in 1996. And although she wasn't necessarily upfront about it, he would hear her call out in her sleep and ask her the next morning about the things she had said. Over the years, Annie has gradually told Mark more. Since Annie first told her story to the police last year, Mark learned about the extent of her perpetrator went to harm her. But there were times while giving her statement that Annie would not allow Mark to stay in the room. I was very stressed by that, he says. There were just two cops and a video camera, and she's telling them things she doesn't want me to hear. And I'm thinking these are the points where she's at her most vulnerable, and that's the moment she really needs someone she trusts and knows loves her to be there for her. And there's stuff I still don't know. It took Annie 19 years of Mark gently encouraging her before she went to the police in January of last year. Mark had to walk a delicate line between supporting Annie in whatever choice she made, while also navigating his own anger towards the perpetrator and the church. She was fearful that if she went to the police, Mark would learn the full extent of her abuse and that knowing the details might prove too much for him to bear. Mark's the best thing that ever happened to me, Annie said.
I could say that, but Mary, you don't have anyone to back you up. Oh shit.
Adults who think because who don't confuse us of it to go outside other children or the church may also be draining their pits. And Alexis gradually told Mark more about the extent of her perpetrator went to harm her. But there were times while giving her statement that Annie would not allow Mark to stay in the room. I was very stressed by that, he says. There were just two cops and a video camera, and she's telling them things she doesn't want me to hear. And I'm thinking these are the points where she's at her most vulnerable, and that's the moment she really needs someone she trusts and knows loves her.
We all need someone to trust.
And there's stuff I still don't know.
I've got people I can trust.
It took Annie 19 years of Mark gently encouraging her.
The night when I became Vadar?
In January of last year. Mark had to walk a delicate line between supporting Annie in whatever choice she made, while also navigating his own anger towards the perpetrator and the church. She was fearful that if she went to the police, Mark would learn the full extent of her abuse and that knowing the details might prove too much for him to bear. Mark's the best thing that ever happened to me, Annie says. This is what it's like to be someone who supports a survivor. Sorry. I've never been supported. I've never been understood.
Yeah, you had simps. Well, By support, do you mean people who pity you? I mean, I'm pretty sure you have a bunch of simps on your Facebook take who try pitying you, and then you come out saying all this shit about your aunt and everyone else. You've basically shut everyone out because you are a selfish bitch, Mary. You care about nobody but yourself. You falsely accuse people of wrongdoings, and then get you lash out every time they find inconsistencies in your stories. Not to mention you also use other people's pain, other people's tragedies as a way to validate your perceived victimhood.
I'm so happy Annie has somebody that supports her.
I agree, bro guy.
Helping her through this.
Trust has to be earned.
I know what I can't handle, of course. There are things that will break a human, but this isn't that. The things that I'm vulnerable to aren't these things, but despite 20 years of trying, Annie still can't trust when I say that. And that's my struggle. I've got to live with the fact that Annie can't completely trust me the way I'd like her to, the way I trust her. And I just have to accept that. That's part of the package. She can't completely trust me. She can't completely trust anybody.
Really?
She's still convinced that there are things, when I hear about them, that will be it, that I'll never look at her the same again.
I'm surprised Shanny's never tried this before.
Mark says he feels a certain sense of relief now that Annie's attacker has been charged with 16 offenses. He will face court next month. He had been jailed before in 1996 for child sexual abuse offenses unrelated to Annie. I found it's easier for me since Annie came forward than it was before, because now it's out in the open. While I'm not telling everyone I know, I feel like I can talk about my feelings about how angry I am with the church and the people who covered this up more safely.
Oh, fuck.
Shireen goes,
I know. Listening to Adrastia cry and beg is very boring. But you gotta bear and grit this shit. I mean, I had to bear and grit it. Then again, I enjoyed listening to Aunt Kathy more than I enjoyed listening to Mary. Because at least Aunt Kathy has more of a story than what Mary offers. And it was telling with that interview she did with Irate Prostate. He's another one of those podcast guys who have live streams.
Is the manager of the Center Against Sexual Assault in Ballarat, a town that has deeply been affected by sexual abuse within religious institutions. As well as primary victims, the center works with the family members who were abused. Disclosure often comes as a relief to them. For many family members of survivors, especially the children of parents who have been abused, everything suddenly makes sense to them once the victim discloses the abuse.
Also, Mary, you're not
Suddenly,
a victim of abuse.
Aspects of their childhood or
you're a victim of trauma.
Parents start to make sense. It helps them to make sense of their experiences. The other response from secondary victims is, of course, anger. They want to do something to hold their family member's perpetrator to account. But it's very important that the victim or the survivor have control over what happens and if and when they take action or go to the police. There is little research on the impact of sexual assault on secondary victims. To the extent that the secondary victims are considered in the literature, the focus is usually on the manner in which the response to the victim survivor's experiences helps or hinders the primary victim's recovery. This is an important concern. Higher levels of unsupportive behavior by family members have been found to be more likely for sexual assault victims than for victims of non-sexual assault. But few studies have examined the trauma experienced.
Yeah. What's this have to do with anything, Mary? You're using other people's stories as a way to garner sympathy, to garner people so that people will pity you and kiss your ass. And it's way past that. I mean, after what happened and how everybody is now coming forth and seeing how much of a pathological liar you are, it's hard to feel sorry for you knowing that you lie constantly to save face.
By someone finding out a family member has been sexually assaulted.
Yes, Kathy won.
Into institutional response into child sexual abuse.
Yes, Shun Bullet, Kathy won. But she's still trying to, like what Hatman is saying, like what Hatman said in his stream, he thinks that this whole justice for Bubba thing is a way for Adrasia to excuse the fact that she was involved in Roberta's murder. Or actually, that's in some way. Okay, maybe not exactly what he said, but I'm starting to see the patterns too. I mean, it's funny that people with cerebral palsy tend to die around her. Makes me question whether or not she has a hatred for them. Or maybe whether or not she could be responsible for Bubba dying. I mean, she did run away from home to marry a guy who happens to be a pedophile. Actually, a phebophile. Who was in a relationship with an underage girl. And she tried to excuse that. And then she goes on talking about how we're all Nazis because we are because of how we accused her ex-husband for being a you-know-what. The whole Adonis Hitler shit.
Acknowledges the lack of research.
Yes, bro guy. Kathy did win.
The commission spokeswoman told Guardian Australia a comprehensive research program is underway looking at survivors with their families. But the commission does not yet have statistics about how many secondary victims of abuse survivors there might be. The research projects underway are exploring a number of questions. What are the impacts of child sexual abuse on families of minors? What are the impacts of child sexual abuse on intimate partners and children of child sexual abuse survivors? And what are the support needs of the families of child and adult child sexual abuse survivors? Andy says there is not enough acknowledgement of the quiet role secondary victims play in trying to be supportive while grappling with their anger and sadness. While telling her family about the extent of the abuse has been difficult, especially while also repeating her stories to members of the church. The Royal Commission.
Yeah, she said it herself. Kathy won. Kathy won. Kathy won. And then she punched herself. Then she punched herself.
It has ultimately proved worthwhile.
This also doesn't negate the. I almost forgot to say this. Also doesn't negate the fact that you helped facilitate your ex-husband from sleeping with an underage girl. I find this ironic that she's reading an article on a victim of sexual abuse when in actuality she helped facilitate sexual abuse herself when she would drive her ex-husband who recently came out as trans. She drove her ex-husband to some underage girl's house. And then, she helped facilitate an underage girl getting, sexually assaulted. So she's not one to talk when it comes to this shit. You know what I mean? And also she helped facilitate the murder of Roberta Law. So let's not forget about that.
There is a certain kind of freedom that comes with coming forward, she says. The process is flawed. It's not right, it's not okay, and survivors and their families deserve better. Supporters need to know the way you say things has the potential to horribly damage a survivor who is already struggling under the weight of coming forward.
Yeah.
But you can also help amplify a silent voice. I am a person coming forward, and coming forward means that you are saying you are a person, you are not a thing. Coming forward means saying that you're a person, you are not.
I don't understand what she's doing with this shit. I mean, nobody believes her anyway. Nobody will believe her story, since most of the stories that she tells are nothing more than just mere fabrications. And everybody knows that she is a pathological liar. Everybody in this community knows she's a liar.
Not a thing. Nobody has the right to use you. You are real.
Yeah.
Exist. Your survival means you have the right to peace in your life. You have the right to be able to look at your own kids.
God forbid you have kids, Mary. God forbid you have kids.
I really hope they're doing better these days. Annie
Yep.
and her kids.
Yep, it does, bro guy.
And I know people are going to come up and say, well, you didn't get hurt in a church. It doesn't matter. The people in my life are still protecting my abuser. And I'll never have any...
Which abuser? Your father? Your late father? Your father that's been dead for almost, I don't know how long, a decade? Or your Aunt Kathy? Who's the abuser here? Your father or Aunt Kathy? You were, unless I've checked, you were protecting your ex-husband who happens to be in a relationship with an underage girl. Remember when you were trying to protect your ex-husband? No, Kenneth is the ex-boyfriend. The one who murdered Roberta.
To support me.
And let's not forget the fact that you were shacking up with a guy who had a fiance with cerebral palsy. And you told him to get rid of her. So you can ride his coattails.
Annie found. She's the lucky one, you know.
I wouldn't be fucking surprised if you started using
a human that would understand and help her.
What's this got to do with anything?
It hurts so bad to not be believed.
Yeah, we know. We know it hurts not to be believed. We get it. Exactly. She's not going to do that, bro guy. She won't. And she will never ever do that because it will make her. I'm looking at the videos. Okay, so this is the one I was. This and here's where she's trying to like get Dr. Phil to get her on his show. Yeah, she's still trying to get Dr. Phil on his show and yet the comments are still turned off.
This is my daily outreach to Dr. Phil. I need your help.
Yeah, she needs Dr. Phil's help.
There are so many things we can discuss. You can contact Daywave and Adonis Paul and have my cyberbullies come up on stage and talk to them about adult cyberbullying.
Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon. I mean, dude, Adonis Paul's a cartoon. How are you going to get him on there? Are you going to get like a screen with like a television screen? And have like a cartoon avatar appear on like a little screen? Yeah.
And the damaging effects it can have on the adult mentally unwell.
You chose to be that way.
We can discuss everything, anything. My abusive family, my mental illness, how incest.
Well, I think the reason why she's bringing up incest is the fact that, of course, Mary Adrazia looks like she's the product of incest. I would like to go on Dr. Phil. You know how Dr. Phil treats liars like you, Mary? Yeah. He's gonna bring out the men in white coats on you, Mary. I mean, you're not honest yourself.
Can shape generations, how abuse can shape generations, anything. I'll talk about anything. I'll be honest about anything as long as my little brother's story is involved in there somewhere. I don't care if it's a 5-minute bit in the middle where you just want to let people know the damages that abuse can cause. I want my little brother's story out there. I want the whole world to know that my family is doing this. We could go on for a week. There's so much happening in my existence. We could go on for a week with just me, Doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, Mary. That's going to be interesting. Not really. It's not going to be that interesting. I mean, we've heard your story so many times, and it keeps changing constantly. So I don't know what I'm going to go and do. I mean, you obviously cannot, for the life of you, stick to one story. It has to be other stories. And honestly, I really don't give two flying fucks what you say.
And I'll be fully honest with you. They want me to take a lie detector test. I'll take a lie detector test. They say that trauma can be seen in the brain. I'll take one. I want to do one of those scans and see if you can see the trauma. Because they're not going to accept it unless they're able to see it. If you can see it, and if you can physically show them that there's something wrong with my brain because of the way I was raised, they would have to believe it. Somebody has to stop my family from abusing me. I'm an adult and I ran 3,000 miles away.
You're not an adult. You're a perpetual child. A perma-child, as what someone said in Virgie's chat.
And they still found me and they're still abusing me by denying my trauma.
They're not denying your trauma. You're just making it up constantly.
And yes, I am triggered. Since y'all want to joke and laugh, yes, I am triggered. I am literally triggered. My post-traumatic stress disorder from living with my abusive family for so long has been triggered by my abusive family coming back into my life and changing the narrative of my life and trying to bury the truth of my little brother.
Yeah. Again, like what Hatman said, this is basically her excuse to validate her story so that she doesn't have to Actually, no. That's not exactly what Hatman said, but she's using her brother's story, as a shield. She's using her late brother's story as a shield to deflect from the fact that she was responsible for Roberta's. Had some form of involvement with the murder of Roberta Laws.
They are abusive, and when I have contact with them, I get triggered because I have post-traumatic stress disorder because of their abuse. So yes, I am triggered, and it is only proof that my family is abusive.
We know. You keep using that story. Your family's abusive this, your family's abusive that. We know. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be taking a look at more of Adrasia making.
I keep having to calm myself down after videos. I got my cool rag to keep me from getting overheated. It hurts, you know? It hurts because I keep seeing these articles and every one of them, it
triggers you.
like they're describing what's happening to me.
Yeah, they're triggering you.
I'm not alone, you know?
We know.
Even with so many of you on here calling me a liar, telling me that
technically you are a liar.
I deserved it with my own family denying it, and y'all saying that that's proof it never happened.
There is proof that it never happened. The pictures of your dad and Ronnie Jr. Together, like a father loving his disabled son, is proof enough that the abuse never happened. But you just want to go on and play the victim and act like everyone is covering up for your deceased father, when in actuality, you're the one hiding away from the fact that you were responsible for Roberta Law's death.
I know that I'm not a liar. And there are a lot of people out there who have spent their lives being called liars about abuse that nobody wanted to acknowledge.
Well, you don't want to acknowledge. Well, technically, you don't want to acknowledge the fact that you are a murderer, or actually you were an accessory to murder, because again, it takes away your victim card when people talk about how you helped your boyfriend, who is a convicted child molester, murder his disabled fiance.
I'm not alone, and the reaction from my family to my speaking out is so normal.
Yeah, it's normal
for an abusive family.
We know.
It's also textbook. And yet nobody wants to see it. That's why I need Dr. Phil, because I know that he would look at all of this and he would clearly see what was happening.
What's Dr. Phil going to do for you?
Himself. He's not a cyberbully himself. He's not out to hurt victims himself like the people that are attacking me are.
Dr. Phil's not going to help you. Dr. Phil ain't going to help you. You're crazy if you think Dr. Phil is going to look at you and take care of you. I mean, God damn it, Mary. Why don't you see this for yourself? You're the one putting this out on the internet for everyone else to see. You're the one making your life a living hell. You chose to run away from home just so that you can get free weed and free Medicare. You chose to run away from your home to marry a convicted pedophile. Yeah. Right now I'm just setting up my shit because I'm not getting as much reception in the other room. Yeah, what I said. What's Dr. Phil gonna do? Dr. Phil only handles the most fucked up people. People who want to be famous. People like Daniel Bergoli. People like Alex J. And a mother who is a professional dominatrix. Your shit means nothing to him. All you do is lie, make false accusations towards your family, and then go around blaming everybody but yourself for all your own problems. And here's more of that whole justice for Bubba shit.
Justice for Bubba. So Kathy says that the family is going to sue me. She says that she sent everything that she has to be sued about that needs to be seen to the family lawyers, and they're going to take care of it. She's not a part of it. She's not doing anything. She's not personally suing
I agree,
me,
bro guy.
right? But she's collected all of the evidence and sent it to the family lawyers to sue me, which, fine, Kathy, fine. That's fine. But I hope that you realize that when this goes to court...
Yeah, I'm going to make you one of my buddies. Soon, bro guy.
It's going to be very clearly seen, Kathy, that even after you sent all the documents over to the family lawyer, you continued to antagonize and harass me online. You continued to push my buttons and instigate.
You continue to push people's buttons. I think it's the other way around, Mary. You're the one pushing Aunt Kathy's buttons. You're the one who's basically initiating her to respond to you. Every time you open your mouth, Aunt Kathy has to respond to you and tell you that that shit never happened. I'm sorry to say this, Mary, but you're shit out of luck when you think that you have Aunt Kathy caught in a web of lies. You're the one caught in the web of lies.
My breakdowns. You are continuing to do these things that you know are triggering my mental health. And you deleted all of your videos and said, well, I'm done. I'm not going to make any more videos. We're suing her and we don't want anything to do with her. It's over. And yet here you are, still antagonizing, still harassing, still cyberbullying your mentally unwell niece.
I think you're the one who's doing the cyberbullying here, Adrastia. I mean, you're basically cyberbullying your aunt into silence just so that other people won't find out how much of a fucked up human being you really are.
And if you think the judge isn't going to see that, you are stupid. You say you're not even going to show up. You're not going to go to court unless they call you. They're going to fucking call you, stupid, because you're the one antagonizing.
No, bro guy. She looks like one of those NPCs from Oblivion. She looks like a Skyrim NPC.
Me.
And she does look like an ogre from World of Warcraft.
You're the one antagonizing this. You're suing me, but you're also antagonizing me. You don't think that's going to come up. You know I can countersue you for free, right? Whenever I receive the paperwork that they're suing me, you realize I can countersue you for free.
Countersue you? Don't you mean press charges on you?
And I can claim whatever I want.
That's not going to do you any favors, Mary. I mean, everybody knows that you lie to people constantly.
I can claim emotional distress, and I can prove that. How many videos have I made crying over the things that you're saying?
All of them? A lot of them. Every one of them shows you crying, threatening to kill yourself, slandering people like Royce Lopez, Adonis Paul, Aunt Kathy, and Virgie at one point.
You don't think somebody else is going to see that as emotional distress just because you're a bully and you don't see it as emotional distress because you're a fucking bully?
You're the bully here, Mary.
Justice for Bubba. I won't stop until the whole world knows.
Justice for Roberta. Justice for Potato. I won't stop until the whole world knows that you had some form of involvement. We're not going to stop until everybody knows that you were involved in the murder of Roberta Laws.
Justice for Bubba.
When doesn't she cry? When doesn't Mary cry? Very rarely, bro guy. Very fucking rarely. And of course, she makes this video about Adonis Paul as of recently. And of course, she had the comments turned off.
Alright, so I'm documenting this for court. This is an email that I just received. It's apparently my last warning. Odrastia, this is the only way I know to contact you since you turn off your comments on YouTube. And as you compulsively obsess on the comments, chances are that's a good move for you. I watch your videos and I have said to you before, I will stop talking about you. I am tired of your nonsense and so is my audience. As long as you leave me alone, we're cool. And lo and behold, every day now you find some reason to mention Adonis Paul, so I'm writing to throw down the gauntlet. If you ever mention my name again, I will come back at you with so much evidence of your lying, your transparent, silly stories, and so many examples of your contradicting yourself, including your videos you deleted because you realize you mess up in them and it will bury you. Say my name one more time and it will absolutely fuck you up on YouTube using your own videos and lies maliciously with all the intent in the world to shut you down with your own words. And I have the evidence and ability to do so without very much effort. Go ahead and post this. I don't care. Show the world I'm not ashamed of giving you a fourth and final chance to back off talking about me before I unleash a hell of your own creation. I'm not ashamed that I know I will send you spiraling into some breakdown. You have been given opportunity after opportunity and another one now to fuck off. It will make it my business to expose you. I know you will take this as a threat or blackmail, as this is always your excuse. I don't care. It's not any reasonable person would say, if it's a cyberbullying, he's offering to back off. You do that is cause a truce and a ceasefire. It's not blackmail, and you should accept this offer. I don't want anything from you, but you're going to stop throwing people's names, including mine, or I will definitely ruin your day, and I have every right to criticize your content. Let's get one thing straight. For every one mention I make of you, you make at least 10 about me. You are the aggressor.
Yes, Adonis is laying down the law.
Flailing and whining in different directions every week. Justice for Bubba.
Yes, I agree. AP. Justice for Bubba is pure bullshit. And honestly, this is, like I said, this whole Justice for Bubba bullshit is just, well, actually, no. This is one thing I do agree with Hatman when he did his stream last night. I do agree with a few things that Hatman was doing. Justice for Bubba is just a way for Mary to excuse herself from all responsibilities. I mean, she is trying to excuse the fact that she ran away from home to marry a guy who was sexually assaulting an underage girl. And she didn't even care about her brother before he passed away. She didn't care about him when he was still alive. She was busy shacking up with a child molester. 2 child molesters.
As a lie and a revenge plot against your aunt, and I can prove it. You were using a dead disabled kid as a weapon. Get that through your malformed skull, past your lazy eye, and into that smooth brain of yours. Have a nice day, and if I hear you mention my name in your videos again, it's on. Fuck around and see what happens, Adonis Paul.
Yes, Adonis Paul is gonna kick your ass, Mary. If you keep talking about him, you know goddamn well that Adonis Paul is gonna lay down the law. You do know damn well that Adonis Paul doesn't fuck around with that shit, Mary. So try it. I fucking dare you. Try it. You know people like myself, Adonis, Hatman, Virgie, Royce Lopez, JJ Stoner, we're going to take you down. We're going to take you down hard. And you're not going to get back up this time. The reason why you're losing this fight is simple. Mary, you pissed off the wrong people. I hope it was worth it. That was the video that she made as a way to... And now this is the video I saw earlier before she turned off the comments, because of course Mary loves always turns off the comments in her videos because she doesn't like it when people challenge her views. She doesn't like it when people point out all the fallacies in her story. And I'm pretty sure she's pissed off at the fact that I said that she's using her brother's pain as an excuse to justify the fact that she, as an excuse just to justify the fact that she is deflecting from the murder of Roberta Laws, from her hatred towards her brother for having so much attention because he was crippled. Same thing with Roberta. I'm pretty sure you wanted your brother dead, Mary. I'm pretty sure you wanted your brother murdered. I'm pretty sure you wanted to murder your brother the same way Kenneth murdered Roberta. That's just my opinion. But it goes to show that you were always a murderer. Even if you didn't even act on it, you are considered a murderer.
I guess justice for Bubba in the end is going to mean putting my mother in jail.
Yes.
I don't want to do that. God, I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt my mom.
Why are you doing this, Mary? Why do you think it's necessity to put your mom in jail when she didn't do anything to hurt you?
But I don't have a choice. If my story is to be out, if I'm to heal, if things are going to be believed. Kathy's left me no choice but to hurt my mom. She's left me no choice but to file charges. And it hurts. It hurts so bad because I don't want to hurt her. I spent so many years watching her be beat. I spent so many years listening to her cry.
And you're going to throw your mom in jail and this is a thing that Mary likes to do. She likes to throw every one of her family members under the bus to save her own ass. That's what she's doing. She's willing to throw her mother under the bus to save her own ass. She's doing this just so that she can get some form of validation for her story. Because that's all she wants is people to validate her.
And now I have to be the one that hurts her.
You have to be the one who hurts her?
Her family won't allow me to live without doing that. They won't allow me to have my story unless my mother goes to jail for what she did and what she allowed to happen.
Please, guys, if you guys are turning in, I mean, there are only 2 people watching right now, but that's going to change once we get more into the story, because right now I had to relocate to a much broader area with a much stronger signal because of the weather around here. It's fucked up. Anyway, I made that screenshot I made in Photoshop simply says it best. Well, actually, it's a picture that I made in Photoshop that says, Mary has no empathy. Show her none in return. 2021. And that's true. Mary does have no empathy. She has no remorse. She's a narcissistic bitch who cares about nobody but herself and her perceived victimhood.
anybody want to have their mother arrested, though?
Hell no.
Does anybody want to have their parents?
Maybe Shanny for Christ wanted her family arrested for not believing her story. I'm pretty sure Shanny tried to have her mother arrested for every time her mother spoke up about her right before she was in hospice. But I'm pretty sure she would want her stepfather arrested and her brothers and sisters. Same thing with Adrastia.
Put in jail. Does anybody really want to hurt their parents, no matter how
Hell
much
no.
they've hurt them?
Why would we?
I don't. I really don't. I really don't want to hurt my mother.
Yeah, and
all I want is for my.
Then why are you threatening to press charges against your own family? They did nothing to you. Nothing happened. No, your father never abused you. At least not to some extent, but again, it's obvious that you made this shit up because you have nothing better in your life. You're nothing more than just a spoiled brat who cries and throws a temper tantrum every time you don't get your way. You are nothing more than a perpetual adult child. You're never going to grow up. You're never going to learn. You're just going to sit there, cry, and blame everybody but your fucking self for all your own failures. And that's what you'll always be. And that's what you'll forever be. Until you do something about it. Honestly, this is why we need to bring the insane asylums back. So that we can keep these people locked up for the rest of their fucking lives in isolation. That's what Adrastia needs, is to be locked up in a padded cell for the rest of her life. Being forced to be subjugated to shock therapy 24/7 until she is just about as retarded. Just about as mentally damaged as Roberta. Until she is nothing more than a fucking potato.
Story to be believed because it's the truth. And Kathy's made it clear that nobody's going to believe me because she's going to keep denying it until I can come up with the paperwork proof. Which means having to make new court records.
I'm sorry for that outburst, but I do believe that Mary deserves to be locked up for what she's about to do to her mother, for what she's threatening to do to her mother, for what she's trying to do to her Aunt Kathy. She deserves to be locked away forever for the rest of her life.
Having to file charges against my mother from so long ago. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be a long process and it's gonna hurt and it's gonna end up with my mother being in jail, but at least my truth will be known.
Let me hear that again.
With my mother being in jail, but at least my truth will be known.
My truth will be known. Not my brother's truth, not my family's truth, my truth. Because my truth matters, according to Adrastia. Her truth matters only to her. Because it'll make her feel better about herself. Because she is a fucking narcissist. That's all I can say. I mean, I can repeat myself over and over and over again saying that she's a narcissist. But I have another hour to kill to get through more of Adrastia's torturous episodes. And speaking of kill, let's not forget the fact that she helped kill Roberta. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again. Because this shit is getting too out of hand.
My truth will be known, but it hurts so bad to just even think about doing it.
Exactly, spiritual god warrior.
I wanted to get my story out without having to hurt anybody.
Then why are you...
I wanted to just tell it. But
then why are you
willing? Let me do that.
then why are you willing to throw your mother under the bus to get your story out? That I don't understand, Mary. Why are you going this far to see your Aunt Kathy hurt? Why? Why do you think that everybody is mad about you? Because you only have one person to look out for, and that is yourself. You are nothing more than an egotistical bitch. A selfish cunt. That's all you ever be. That's all you ever were. And I don't feel sorry for what happens to you, for what's going to happen to you if the truth, not your truth, comes out that you were involved in Roberta's murder. That you told Kenneth to get rid of her. That you wanted her dead. The minute you lived with Kenneth and her, you wanted her gone out of your life just so that you can shack up with Kenneth.
She won't allow that. My mom has to go to jail.
You have to go to jail,
Kathy
Mary.
says that she loves my mom. She loves her little sister so much. She would do anything to protect her little sister, and yet here she is pushing me to file charges against her for child abuse. Child neglect. Yeah, that really sounds like Kathy loves my mom. My mom's gonna go to jail now because of Kathy.
I agree.
My mom is gonna go to jail because her own sister would not allow her children to thrive and live.
Justice for Bubba is just an excuse. Again.
My mom has to go to jail because her own sister wants her to.
No, she doesn't.
God, I hope she can understand that it's not my fault.
I would be fucking surprised if Shani is threatening to arrest her, have her mother arrested, even though she is dying. Even though she has not much to live. She would be willing to have her press charges against her family, to have them go to jail. Just like Adrazi is doing the same thing with her family.
I hope I can explain to her why I had to do this, that I didn't want to, that I had to because of Kathy. I had to prove she was abusive because of Kathy. Kathy is forcing me to do this. And I hope my mom will understand. I hope she'll understand. I hope to God somehow she will understand that I'm not putting her in jail just because I want to or because I hate her.
Then why are you putting her in jail? That's the thing I refuse. I cannot understand is why the fuck are you going to put your mother in jail for? I mean, she did nothing to you. You just want to do this just to hurt Kathy. And honestly, I think that's fucking disgusting that you would go this far to see Kathy hurt, to have her suffer. You are irreprehensible. You are irredeemable, Mary. And I don't care what happens to you. As long as you get what you fucking deserve, I don't care.
I don't want to, and I don't hate her. I just hate being abused. I just don't want to be abused anymore.
No one's abusing you. I just don't want to
be denied anymore. I just don't want to be neglected anymore. I just don't want to hurt anymore from my own family.
Then why are you doing this?
I just want my story to be known.
What story? Your story? Sorry about that. I had a connection problem. Sorry about that. I had a connection problem, and you know how things are. Weather was a bit off. Like I said, the weather was off.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really am sorry, Mom.
So why are you doing this?
Kathy had just let me have my story. My life, my pain.
Sorry about that, folks. I mean, I wish it were under any other circumstances, but I had a bit of a problem with my connection.
But I have to prove it.
Why?
I'm sorry.
So Mary's willing to throw her own mother under the bus just to get her story out there. What does that say about her as a person? She is nothing more than a complete egotistical bitch. No empathy of anything. Like I said, Mary has no empathy. So let's show her none in return, folks. I don't care if I receive some donations in the process. I mean, I do it just to get the truth out there, just to put these idiots in their place. If someone can donate, if someone donates, then that's fine. I don't care if anyone does it or not. As long as people know that this bitch, this narcissistic monster of a woman, this creature gets what she fucking deserves, I would be content. I've climbed my way through hell to bring this bitch to her knees.
I've spent so many years making it.
It's hard to think that this is what has to be done, but Kathy has forced it. Again, she's threatening to put her mom in jail just because she wants her truth to get out. That she is, and by the truth, I mean her truth, not the truth. Because she's a fucking narcissist.
It wasn't really her fault. My mom, it wasn't her fault because she was being abused. But that doesn't matter now because she allowed the abuse to happen. And Kathy wants legal documentation, which means that I have to do this. I have to find the resources to file. And since my dad's dead, it all comes down to my mom for not stopping him, for not leaving him. I don't want to do it.
Then why are you doing it?
I don't want to hurt my mom. My family's leaving me no choice. And nobody wants to hurt their parents.
Then why are you doing it?
Nobody does. I just want the abuse to stop. I just want my truth to be known. And for that to happen because of my aunt, my mom has to go to jail. That's how dysfunctional this family is, that my aunt has decided if my mom doesn't go to jail for what happened, she won't ever let anybody believe it happened. I'm sorry, Mom. I really am. I know you didn't mean to hurt us. I know you were being beat. I know. I heard it every night. I heard it. But you didn't leave. You didn't protect us. And Kathy says that it has to be your fault.
No, she didn't.
Or nothing happened at all. I'm sorry. I just wanted to tell my story. I didn't want to hurt you.
So why are you
That's
threatening
why
to
I
have her
never
arrested?
filed charges before, because I didn't want to hurt you.
Then why are you threatening to have your mom arrested? Why are you doing all this? Why do you think it that it would validate your claim that you are the sole reason why you're living in squalor?
Because I didn't think it was your fault. I always saw it as being his fault. I always blamed him. But there were two parents in that house. And the other one could have left and protected the children and chose not to.
I can see the fake tears. Her fake tears.
And that's when I have to file charges against, because her own sister wants that to happen.
No, she doesn't. You want it to happen because you think that if you have your mother locked up, it would make you want to go after, make you feel better. Like I said, you're going to eventually take every one of your family members down with you. This is the mentality that I see with Adrasia. If I'm going down, I'm taking everyone with me. That's what this is.
Please understand that I would not be doing this if Kathy was not forcing my hand. She is forcing my hand by saying that they're only going to believe legal documentation.
Your legal documentation suggests that you were lying about the abuse. Excuse me.
Not
Potato.
hearsay. I can't come with messages from people in the neighborhood to her. Right, her. I can't come to Kathy with messages from the neighborhood or messages from the family proving the abuse. But I can go to a judge with them, because those would be statements to a judge. Just because Kathy doesn't accept them doesn't mean the legal court system isn't going to. I've got the witness statement from my other aunt saying that my dad did beat my mother the day that my brother was born. I've got witness statements from about 3 neighbors. One that had filed charges against my parents for throwing diapers filled with feces at their house and their car and putting them in their mailbox.
Okay, I don't know that story. But then again, she just pulled this out of her ass, as she always does. Sorry about that, folks. I accidentally must have kicked my I unplugged the router, the fiber optic router. I accidentally unplugged the fiber optic modem, and I accidentally unplugged the fiber optic modem, and
one that told me that she witnessed my mother throwing my little brother in through the back seat. Another one that told me that she witnessed my mother throwing my little brother in through the back seat of a car instead of safely putting him in a
sorry, I
in a
accidentally
car seat, just laying him.
unplugged my fiber optic modem.
I've got witness statements. There are people in the neighborhood. There were people that are around back there that remember some things. And I have witness statements that I can take with me to court. Just because Kathy doesn't accept them to be true doesn't mean that a court of law won't find them to be valid. I just don't want to do it because I don't want to hurt my mom. I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want my pain to stop. I just want the abuse to stop. I just want the harassment to stop. I have to have my mother arrested to do that, and my mom's not even the one doing it now. Kathy is. You know, my mom stopped abusing me years ago when I was able to leave. She didn't come after me. Kathy did. Kathy came after me. Kathy abused me. Kathy harassed me. Kathy pushed me, and now my mom is the one that's going to have to go to jail because of it.
Yeah, it's all Kathy's fault. Everything that happened to you is all Kathy's fault. Kathy was the one that was responsible for you having to run away from home so that you could shack up with a child predator. Kathy was the one who told you to leave the house every time you know, I'm not going to go and justify what Kathy did to you because it never happened. None of this happened to you. You were the one that decided to leave home whenever shit hits the fan. When you turned 18, you decided to leave home and shack up with and marry a child predator. And you basically put yourself in this mess.
I hate myself so much for that. But my truth can't just be buried and hidden under her lies. I'm sorry, Mom. I really, truly am sorry for what is about to happen to you and to the rest of the family. I know it wasn't your fault. I know you were being abused, you were being beat, you didn't know what to do. But I can't do anything about him now, and I have to have the legal documentation that the abuse happened. It has to go through the court system so that people will believe me. That's other people.
Why does it have to go? Why are you going after your mom? She did nothing to you. All she did, I don't know what your mom did, but she wasn't there. She wasn't the one who made your life a living hell. You were. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm trying to process this. I wasn't really paying attention.
People don't have to do that, you know. There are people who have told their stories and didn't have to put their parents in jail, but my family has decided that if my story is going to be told, my mom has to go to jail.
Why does she have to go to jail?
Find the abuse valid. And they will.
Why does
They
the
will,
abuse have to
Mom.
be
You
valid?
know it
Why?
happened. You know how many witnesses there are. You know how many times the police had to come to our house.
Why?
You know. You know what the police are gonna find. You know what the judge is gonna find when we go before a judge for this. You know. You know. And you can thank Kathy for the fact that it ever has to go before a judge because I don't want to do it.
Then why are you doing
I
it?
truly do not want to press charges against you. I don't want to put you in jail. I don't want to hurt you.
Then why are you doing this, Mary?
I have been left no choice because the abuse won't stop unless I do.
Then why?
I'm sorry.
Why are you going?
I'm
Why are you
so,
willing to
so sorry.
throw your mom under the bus for
But the
your
last time
selfish
I ever
acts?
see you is gonna be putting you in jail.
You are
Because
evil.
your own sister made me.
You are so evil, Mary. Willing to throw your mother under the bus to save your ass. My God. I didn't think you'd stoop that low. But here we are. And now here are more of AP's unrequited threats. Oh, wait. I think I saw this one. Hold on. Oh. These are the ones that AP left.
Okay, so I've received another. I have not responded to any of those, by the way. All of these emails are unrequited. They are
Requited.
harassment. I am not messaging this person back. I am not doing anything but documenting what I am being given. This is the message that he has given me. I refuse to respond to it. I refuse to acknowledge that this person exists. And he told me.
Oh, he exists, all right. He totally exists. I mean, you're basically fucking with him. You're basically going around blaming everyone else for your own mistakes.
Himself that if he harasses me 7 times without me responding, I can legally sue him for harassment.
Oh.
So
I would like to
this
see
is
you
just
try.
documentation. I just want people to know what's happening, you know?
I would like to see you try, Mary.
So this is the second one. It says, sorry to bother you again, but since you did not abide by the terms I set, which was simply to stop talking about me, I'm making a new video on you, and I want to ask you a couple of questions to ensure I'm being fair. Your videos today have been very interesting, and I want to dive deeper into them. If your mother is an accessory to your child abuse, how are you not an accessory to revitalized murder? You have stated your mother was scared, threatened, and beaten nightly, but you are willing to file charges on her. You gave the same story about Kenneth McBride, and he threatened you for silence, and yet you only claim you are not an accessory, but under not only
I can see now she's doing this again. She's turning off her comments because she doesn't want the truth to be out there saying that she is a fucked up human being. I'm sorry, Mary, but I fail to see the logic in that. It goes to show that you are the worst person I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of bad people. I've made countless videos covering people like you. People who have no empathy for anyone but themselves.
same kind of circumstances, but your mother seemingly under worse circumstances. Please explain. We have clarifications. Thanks. Did your mother actually commit the sexual abuse on you? If not, what are they charging her with? I assume accessory, but please clear this up. By your own admission, again, your mother was being violently abused. If that is the case, why are you not an accessory to Bubba's abuse he suffered? Once you turned 18, you left the home and never reported it.
You did leave the home, Mary. You did leave the home when you were 18 years old. After you so-called graduated from high school, you ran away and got married to a guy who was seeing an underage girl while you were still married to him. You drove him to that girl's house And of course, you help facilitate child rape.
I get that you say you were scared and abused, but all that, but your mother was also abused. How is Kathy do what I want or I will hurt your sister, grandkids, not blackmail? And in that case of do what I want or I report things from 18 years ago as a crime, is this not extortion in the exact letter of the law?
This is extortion, AP. You're right on the money. This is nothing more than extortion.
You are not allowed to tell someone to do this for me, and I will hide the crime. This is a crime in itself. Mary, thanks in advance for your timely answer to these questions. No, thank you. I'm not answering any of the questions. I'm not responding to the email. I am documenting and keeping this on YouTube so everybody knows I'm receiving the harassment, but I'm not responding to any of it.
Yes, exactly, Mary.
Stop messaging me.
Stop messaging anybody. Wait, what?
But I'm not responding to any of it. Stop messaging me.
Yeah. Mary, you understand now that people don't like it when you lie.
What is it for?
This is the Filipino consulate. So the Filipino people are protesting their president, Terete,
Right?
who's been in league with U.S. imperialism.
Well, fuck him.
So it's like, fuck all the presidents, and like they're all doing the same thing with this oppression.
Cloud chase, motherfucker. I'm not looking at that shit. I want to get to the nitty gritty.
Okay, she's made another video. Well, 3 of them actually, so I've got to watch them and keep them documented.
Mary, do you really think it's a necessity to go around and blocking and turning off your comments? You know that a lot of people are gonna keep coming after your ass. And I'm probably gonna message you. You know damn well I'm gonna message you, Mary.
Since she deletes things, she's going to take me to court and think that she's deleted everything that is antagonistic. No, you ain't.
Well, I'm gonna have to.
This is the long one I look
I
for.
gotta tell a quick story because I have to clean out my home before I don't want to keep you in it very long.
Do it.
I just gonna tell you this. I heard you say you were triggered.
Yeah, she does like to get triggered a lot every time shit doesn't go her way. Let's see what Weibo Jones has. Who the fuck is Weibo Jones? Nice.
You were triggered over those 2 little videos. Well,
Little videos.
you triggered me. I have been suffering for many years.
Might have to take a look at.
Putting up with Mary's shit syndrome, and
Okay, so now she's making fun of my mental disorder
Yeah.
by making up her own mental disorders. Oh, you're bipolar? You have PTSD? Well, I have putting up with Mary's shit disorder.
Yeah, she is. Well, that's basically, she is putting up with your shit because you always spew the same disgusting things over and over again. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, Mary, but you are irreprehensible. And you should be ashamed for wanting to throw your mother in prison for your fucked up bullshit. Honestly, I don't feel any empathy for you. None. Because you have no empathy. So I'm not going to show you any in return.
So how about that? That's not a real disorder, Kathy. That's not a real disorder. You need to go see an actual therapist and get diagnosed with something. You're on here pulling shit out your ass, saying this is my medical diagnosis, and that's why I have the right to do this, and you're blah, blah, blah. Shut up, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Don't fucking make fun of my mental illness anymore. Stop making fun of my mental illness. Stop making light of my mental illness by saying, well, I have a...
Well, why else do you think she's going on Dr. Phil? Why else do you think she wants to go on Dr. Phil? You know Dr. Phil is going to sit her down and explain everything wrong to her in her face. And then Mary's going to ree like a fucking frog and then jump around and throw a temper tantrum like a fucking child. Like the fucking child she is.
Mental illness too. It's called I'm being tired of you.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's not a fucking mental illness, you bitch. Stop making fun of people who are mentally ill by creating your own mental illnesses that sound stupid. That is belittling to the mentally ill. You are belittling the mentally ill by doing this.
It's nothing
Shake it.
works to cure the pain from that.
Kiss
Nothing
my
works.
ass, Mary fucking Barone.
You know, you think you're the only one in the world that has triggers and every disease.
I am triggered just by Mary's constant screeching like the fucking banshee.
Oh man, well I've got putting up with Mary's shit.
Yeah!
No, I don't think I'm the only person in the world that has suffered or has triggers.
Preach,
That
Aunt
doesn't
Kathy,
mean
preach!
I don't have triggers. That doesn't mean I have not suffered. That does not mean I don't
Punch
get
yourself,
to point
Mary.
out when
Punch!
things are hurting me, Kathy.
Punch! Winch!
I am not the only person in this world with PTSD. I am not
Yeah, but you're one of the few people who use PTSD as an excuse for your fucked up behavior.
the only person in this world with mental health disorders. I am not the only person in this world who hurts.
Punch
I
yourself.
am the only person in this world who is currently being triggered by you. I am the only person in this world who is currently being harassed online by you, Kathy. I am the only person in this world.
Kathy's not the only one who's pointing out all your bullshit. I mean, she's got her family, her internet family too. She's got some internet family too. I mean, she's got AP, she's got Royce Lopez, JJ Stoner, Virgie, and other people, including Hatman, Harley, and myself. We're here to make your life a living hell. We're here to point out all the bullshit that you have said over the years. And honestly, it's become to a point that you have decided that we're going to take action and put you in your place, you dumb fucking cunt. So I dare you. I dare you to try and counteract, because I know fucking well that you are not going to do that, because you are nothing more than a fucking coward. Go ahead, Mary. Go ahead.
World who is currently being hurt daily by you, Kathy. That's the difference. I'm the only person in this world you currently are trying to destroy. That's the difference, Kathy. That's the difference. Lots of people in this world are hurting. I'm the only one right now hurting because of you. You're the only one hurting me right now. You're hurting me. You're destroying me.
Yeah. You're the one destroying yourself, Mary. You're the one who's going out of her way to scream and cry and beg for money. And then when that doesn't happen, you punch yourself and threaten suicide when things don't go your way.
By denying my pain, by denying my past that you know exists, and making fun of it and saying, just get over it. I cannot just get over it if nobody will even admit it happened. How do you get over something nobody will accept happened? How do you get over something nobody will tell you is true? You can't. You can't. You can't. You cannot heal from something that people will not accept is wrong with you. That is the entire point. That's why I need people to speak up for what they know is true.
Oh, Mary. Oh, fucking Mary. You really think it's going to be that easy to convince people? Everybody knows that you're a liar, and everybody knows that you lie to people to garner some form of sympathy, because you think in your mind, in your puny brain, it's going to convince people that you were the victim and all this shit. Well, guess what, Mary? You're not the only one who's been trying to do that on this platform. There are tons of people who have been trying to throw others under the bus for their own benefits. You're just the one that has caught, you're just the one that's talked about in this community. And honestly, I don't give two flying fucks what happens to you. Like I said, I would love to see you in a straight... Actually, I've never said this before, but I would love to see you in a straitjacket, in a padded room, hooked up to EEG readers, EEG monitors, and being forced to endure electroshock treatments until you end up becoming a potato like Roberta and your brother. I believe that you deserve some form of karmic justice for what you're trying to do, for what you did to Roberta, and for what you did to your family. You deserve no mercy, Mary Barone.
Because you have spoken up so much to say it's not true that I have to make everybody believe me.
And you're doing a piss poor job at it.
Syndrome. And if you think anything you have is bad, try putting up with Mary's shit syndrome and see if you don't just go.
I want to fucking sue Kathy's doctors right now because they have given her a medical diagnosis that does not exist. She's telling you all she has a disease called putting up with Mary's shit, and it's the most painful disease. It hurts worse than anything else in this world. What fucking doctor needs to lose his license? What doctor needs to lose his license? Probably the same lawyers that are going to lose their licenses when they try to take me to court for this. That's going to be fun, Kathy. You're going to make a doctor lose his license, and you're going to make your fucking lawyer family lose their license.
Off the chain. Because I'm going to tell you, that's the worst thing anybody can have recently, especially when you decide to put some gracious words, such feminine, sweet words about me on your little channel. You know,
I'll say what I want, bitch, bitch, bitch. I'll say what I want, cunt, cunt, cunt. I'll say what I want, bitch, 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 curly-headed bitch, lying-faced bitch, fit-no-face cunt, ugly-ass cow, bitch, 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 bitch. Kathy is a bitch. Kathy is a whore. Kathy is a cunt. Kathy is a cow. Do you like my song? Do you like my song, Kathy? Kathy is a whore. Kathy is a whore. Kathy is a lying motherfucking ugly whore. Kathy's a lying bitch. Kathy's a lying skunk. Kathy is a whore, and I hope she dies. Kathy is a bitch. 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 You like those words? You like the sweet, kind words to my song for you, Kathy? You fucking bitch.
I'm proud of you, though. I mean, they are. You were steady putting them out there, and you didn't trip up on them not once. That's really good. I'm glad. I'm sure that helped you on graduation day. I'm sure it did. Now, if you could find the definition to all of them, that'd just be an A+ for you, I think. But I'm gonna tell you something.
Okay, so now, wait. Let me go ahead and explain what she just did there for those who might not be paying attention. She just brought my high school diploma in today and said that, because she said before that my high school diploma was just a
forgery?
What did she call it?
A forgery?
God damn it, I can't think of the word. It's just a trophy, just participation. She said that she's told people that my high school diploma is actually just a participation award. And so now she's talking about my diploma and my graduating, which she was there.
So what she's saying is you never finished high school. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's true, but you basically, if it's a participation trophy, then you are a high school equivalent.
Therefore, she came to the graduation of a person who she believed was just receiving a participation award. Why would you attend that ceremony, Kathy? Why would you attend the ceremony of somebody who was just receiving a participation award that you were ashamed of? Why would you attend the ceremony for somebody getting a diploma that you don't believe can even read? Why would you do that, Kathy? Oh, right, attention.
I don't even know what to tell you. It's hard. I don't even.
Oh, you don't know what to say? It's very easy, and I'll help you. Here it is, Kathy. This is all I want you to say.
You killed Bubba?
Mary, I am sorry. I know what happened in your house was wrong. Your father was the most abusive man I have ever met in my life, and I know he handicapped your brother, and I am sorry that I denied that.
That's never going to happen, Mary. You know it, and you know it. You know that you're full of shit, but you don't want to admit that you're full of shit. So you go and try to throw the buck onto other people just to make yourself feel more like a victim than you already are. You think this is going to sway Aunt Kathy into giving into your demands? Then you've got one thing coming for you, bitch. You're fucked. Face it, Mary. You are fucked. And ain't nobody gonna save you this time. I mean, Adonis Paul, Dave Wave Radio, Royce Lopez, JJ Stoner. Yeah. They know that you do this just for attention. They know that you're only trying to smear Aunt Kathy's name just so that you could feel better about yourself, because you love being the victim. You love the attention that you've been receiving from onlookers who don't even know the full story. And honestly, I really don't understand why you choose to go after your family. I mean, yes, Aunt Kathy decided to volunteer her service to take the blame for what Adonis Paul says about you. But honestly, what good does that make? What good would that be? Mary is going to find another target to shift the blame onto, because that's the person she is. She refuses to take full responsibility for her actions, and she'll go and accuse people of wrongdoings. She likes to blame everybody but herself for all her own failures. And I have said this so many fucking times before, that this is what she does. This is what she'll always do. And this is what she'll always do. If it's not you, Aunt Kathy, then it's someone else. If it's not Adonis Paul, if it's not Royce Lopez, or any other YouTuber that covers her, then it's anyone who comes in a 1,000-yard radius of her. It's always her and her alone.
That's it, Kathy. That's all you got to say. That's all you have to say. But you won't. You won't say any of that. You won't accept my mental health issues. You won't accept my trauma. You won't accept my pain.
Why should she?
You just keep adding to it.
Why should she?
I'm telling you what to say, and you still won't say it. All you have to say is, I'm sorry, you're mentally unwell, you've been abused, your father handicapped your brother, and none of that's my fault, but I'm sorry for it. And I won't deny it anymore. That's it. That's literally it. I'm sorry, and I won't deny you anymore. I'm sorry, and I won't deny your pain anymore. I'm sorry, your father was a monster. I'm sorry I didn't do anything to help you. Kathy, you don't even have to say I'm sorry, okay?
Why should she?
You don't even have to say I'm sorry. You can say, Mary, you're right. Your father handicapped your brother. We've all known it for a long time. And I won't deny it anymore. You could just say that. You say, Mary, you're right. Your mother had mental health issues, and it's very possible you also have mental health issues, and I will stop making fun of them. You don't have to even say I'm right. You could say, Mary, your father was a monster who handicapped your own brother, and I won't deny it anymore. You want to just not even say my name? Fine. Then say, your father was a monster who handicapped your brother. Your mother was mentally ill, and so are you. I accept that now, and I will not try to force you to get better on my time anymore. That's all you have to say. And then you have to leave.
So you want Aunt Kathy to fib for you? To make you feel better about yourself? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mary, but you can't tell anyone to lie for you. I hate to say this, but I've tried saying this for Shani and Rev. I said this before for Shani and Rev. To Shani and Rev, who refuse to listen, but I'm going to say to you, you can't tell anyone to lie for you. You're the one hiding behind your false narratives. You're the one hiding behind other people's stories. You're the one hiding behind your own self-perceived victimhood, Adrazia. You refuse, all because you refuse to let go of the past, and you do nothing to contribute to society.
And leave me alone, and stop harassing me, and stop tormenting me, and stop telling people that I'm a liar when I am not.
You are a liar.
Stop telling people that I'm making up illnesses when I'm not.
You are making up illnesses.
That were given by doctors. Your illnesses are given to you by yourself to make fun of my doctor's illnesses. That's the difference. I have real problems. You make things up to make fun of my real problems.
Don't get too upset anymore.
No, we're making shit up to point out all of your bullshit because, again, you are irreprehensible. You refuse to accept full responsibility for what's going on in your life. You want everyone to do all the work for you. You want everyone to take care of you, to pity you, to kiss your ass. And you don't have to lift a finger to do it yourself. You are complete and utter scum, Mary Barone.
By, with my married, putting up with married shit syndrome. And anger really isn't that. I mean, I could probably get pretty angry, but
I can get angry too. That's why
I don't know. I think
said what I need to say.
About getting as much truth as I could without hurting anybody in the future.
No.
God damn you, Mary!
Wrong.
Stop singing!
Wrong. You're wrong. You're lying.
You're wrong, Mary. You're fucking wrong. God damn it, Mary. Why can't you just accept the fact that you helped Kenneth McBride murder Roberta Laws? Why can't you accept the fact that you chose to run away and shack up with a child molester?
You were not trying to get as much truth out as possible. You were trying to hide as much truth as possible. Be honest.
That's you,
were
Mary.
You were not trying to get out as much
projection.
Truth. You were trying to cover up as much truth. You were trying to deny as much truth. You were trying to hide as much truth as possible. That's the exact opposite of what you said you're trying to do.
That sounds like you, Mary.
At the end of my mother's video, they gave me so much peace that now I'm on here because I want to be and because I never know what you're going to come out with next.
Yeah, exactly.
And because you want to hurt, you like hurting me, Kathy. That's why you're here. You like hurting me. You like hurting me. You are abusive and you enjoy causing pain to your own family members. That is why you are here. You are abusive and you enjoy causing pain to members of your own family. That is why you are here, Kathy. Be honest. Tell the truth. For once, if you can find any truth in those curls, tell the truth. You're not here for any reason other than to hurt me.
No.
So, I want to tell you, I'm going to be on Irate Prostate tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock.
That's fine. I'm going to be on Dr. Phil one day, Kathy. Go on all the podcasts. Go on all the internet shows you want, because I'm going to Dr. Phil. I'm going to be on fucking TV with my truth, bitch. You can go on all the podcasts with your lies that you want. I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to be on TV. Millions are going to see me. Millions are going to hear my story. You're only going to have a couple thousand. I'm going to have millions, Kathy. You just have to wait for it to happen. I'm going to have millions of people watching me, knowing the truth, and they're not going to give a shit about these shitty little podcasts that you go on, these stupid little talk shows that you go on.
Well, cheat. Yeah. You know, people care about what Aunt Kathy has to say because at least she's not the one who buried a body. At least she didn't bury a body like you, Mary Barone. You are the one who helped Kenneth McBride cover up the fact that you helped him murder Roberta Laws. Let's not forget about that, Mary. You helped bury a body. You're a murderer. You are a murderer, Mary Barone.
Because you think you're famous. You want to be famous for cyberbullying your family member. You want to be famous for hurting your family. You're going to be famous for it, though, Kathy. Believe me. The world is going to know the name Mackie will be related to abuse. For the rest of your life, for the rest of your children's lives, your grandchildren are going to have to change their names to escape your name.
Just pop right in the chat room. Just come on in.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't go to those shows. I don't watch those shows because they are bullies. Because they are bullies, and I am not a bully, so I don't engage with bullies. I have no choice but to engage with you because you're family. But it only proves how much of a bully you are that you won't stop.
You won't.
From that point on, I'm going to see if Rickzilla still wants to talk to me, and there's, anyone else that would like to chat with me.
Again, go ahead. Do all the talk shows you want because I'm going to be doing them too. But I'm going big time. I'm going big time, Kathy. The world is going to know, Kathy. The world is going to know. So you go ahead and run your mouth all you want. Because I'm going to be telling my own story very soon on a bigger stage to a lot more people. And they're going to believe me.
I'll make sure that you're notified. Yeah, I'll put it on.
Oh, yeah. She's saying she's going to notify me because...
Why does every lolcow think that Dr. Phil's going to help them with all their problems? You do know he only does it for the money. You do know that he's only going to do it for the views. Why does she care what Dr. Phil thinks about her? Is it because, I don't know, she wants the attention? She wants people to give her attention? She, I don't know, wants to be famous? Could it be that?
She knows I don't want to be there. This is her harassing, threatening abuse. She's letting me know when she's going to be abusing me to other people. And she's going to message me or text me or call me and tell me when they're actively abusing me because they want me to show up, because they want me to be heard. This is 100% proof of how abusive my family is and will be very useful in court, Kathy. This will be so useful in court. Thank you. Because you're proving what a bully you are right now. By saying, well, I'll notify you of something that you definitely do not want to watch. I will notify you of something that you definitely do not want to be a part of, but I'll notify you about it. That's harassment. That is harassment, bitch.
Before we go make a little video, and I'm sure they don't mind if you pop in anytime. But I just want you to know that since I had this sense of
her attitude matches her face perfectly. You're right. You're right, Shun Bullet 62. She has the most punchable face in all of the histories of punchable faces.
about it.
Gateway Radio!
Yeah, so do I,
Excellent.
Kathy. I got plenty of time. I got plenty of time to walk from California to Florida with a sign and bring attention to my little brother.
God damn!
I have plenty of time, Kathy. I have the rest of my life.
Gateway Radio!
Get up in the morning and like,
Do,
you
do,
know,
do, do, do,
get
do,
up in the
do, do.
morning, see how I can hurt you, which
Do,
is
do,
not
do,
true,
do,
but
do,
that's
do, do.
Really? Because that's what you're doing right now. You just said you're spending your life going on talk shows talking about me, and you're going to tell me where they're at, and you want me to pop in, but you know I don't want to be there. You know I don't want to talk to these people. You know I don't want you in my life. You are harassing me. You are bullying me. You are abusing me, Kathy.
Didn't Shani say the same thing about her haters? I think Shani said the same thing right before her channel got yeeted.
This will be used in court when you take me, Kathy. You are abusing me right now. This is you abusing me.
true, then you're going to stick with it. But I don't want to be late for Adonis Ball. I just think it's...
Fuck Adonis Paul.
Even if it is cartoon, I just think it's the cutest thing. I could...
Adonis Paul is awesome. Don't disrespect AP. Dude, Adonis Paul is the shit. And I owe everything to that motherfucker. To that fucking cartoon badass. Because he is a handsome ass motherfucker. And I don't feel guilty saying that shit. I don't.
I really do. I do think he's just the cutest thing. He makes you laugh.
He does make us laugh.
Put up with
And he is Satan, and he's dragging you down to hell, Kathy, but I'm sure you're fine.
No, he's not Satan. Hatman is Satan. Or actually, he's the other Satan. Actually, no, Hatman is one of the Satans. There's Adonis Paul, and then there's Hatman. But you don't talk about Hatman, don't you, Mary? Because you have nothing on Hatman, even though Hatman has made his documentary about you, made his video, his comprehensive video on you and all your bullshit. And I owe everything to learning about you from Hatman because, again, you have a habit of lying about everything. And honestly, I don't give two flying fucks what you think.
And with that, because Satan's a motherfucking sexy ass beast too.
Yep. Hatman is one sexy ass motherfucker. Harley's Timeout would vouch for that shit.
seems to be pretty good at finding facts. That's what
Facts.
That's what I like about the ones I like. Jason.
No, what you like about the ones you like are that they are abusive, Kathy.
No, they're not. They're just pointing out all your bullshit.
What you like about the ones you like is that they are cyber bullies, Kathy. What you like about the ones you like is that they think just like you, Kathy. Hateful, spiteful, shitty beings that don't believe in mental illness and want to spit on those that are beneath them, just like you.
No.
Just like you. And that's why you like them. You like them because they're just like you. I'm not like you, and I'm not like them. That's why I don't like them. I'm not a bully. I'm not out here trying to hurt people.
Actually, you are trying to hurt people. You've been trying to like have Adonis Paul's channel flagged. You flagged Adonis Paul's channel. You flagged Virgie's channel. You tried to flag Daywave Radio, and you didn't try to flag Hatman because you don't know Hatman, and you don't know me. But you have attempted to get rid of people you don't like. Kind of like what you did to Roberta.
People. That's why I don't like them. Their main goal in life is to hurt people. And you're their best friends now. Because your main goal in life is to hurt me.
Same here, bro guy.
Please don't. Royce Lopez, Ferguson, and was it?
That's fine, Kathy. Name all the names you want. My next video will have all of the names. The court documents will have all of the names. And for the rest of your life, the world will have all of your family's names.
Taylor A.G. I can't think of the poor boy's name. I feel bad about that, but I like what he does.
Are you talking about Virgie?
I can't think of the poor boy's name. I feel bad about that, but I like what he does.
Are you talking about Virgie? Yeah, Virgie's a cool dude. He's a really nice dude. I mean, I wouldn't know who Mariah's not a villain, is not evil from Verge if it wasn't for Virgie. I wouldn't know the website Born in Space if it wasn't for Virgie.
Hatman, Virgie, the one thing that I admire in all of them
is that they're abusive.
They're not abusive. You didn't mention Hatman in your videos, Drastia, even though you mentioned him by name, but you didn't call him abusive.
They get their facts.
No, it's that they're abusive. It's that they are abusive. They are abusive.
Are you going to keep repeating yourself that they are abusive?
They're bullies. Get it right. They are bullies. Say it right. Say it loud and with your chest so people can understand, Kathy. I like them because they're bullies.
Yeah.
Now, not a one of them has taken my word for anything. They have
bullshit.
They do get their information because honestly, unlike you, Mary, they looked at their sources and they talked to people who were involved in your life. And all you like to do is lie and blame everybody but your fucking self for all your own failures. You're just like Shani. You're just like Von Helton. You always cry and complain that everyone is mean to you. And then when shit hits the fan, you resort to throwing fucking temper tantrums like the fucking child you are.
Bullshit! Bull fucking shit!
I would have anything to do with anybody, really. Because people like you out there just spewing it out and showing some nothing that would be of benefit to anyone. I don't want to talk to people that would accept a picture of a screenshot from someone who was a teenager at the time that, that was all going on. Or someone who would, I don't want to be a part of anything, any interview, any show that does not do a little research. Otherwise,
so you won't be joining me on Dr. Phil then? That's a shame. I guess I'll have to do the show without you.
Just like you. And I would be associating with just like you.
No, bitch. You associate with trash. You associate with bullies. You associate with cyber abusers, and I don't. I tell the truth. I told the truth.
Your truth or the truth? Because your truth is nothing but lies, Mary. Your truth is nothing more than a bunch of bullshit stories. Kind of like Shani. You like to lie constantly to save face and act as though everyone is evil except for you.
My story was
The only difference is that Shani never helped bury a body like you did with Roberta. Oh shit, I forgot.
true. My story was true. My mental illnesses are true. My anxiety, my PTSD, the abuse in that house, my little brother, it was all true. It's all true until you came along and dismantled it all. Just because you're family and you know better, but you don't know better, Kathy, because you were never around. You don't know better, Kathy, because you weren't in that house while my mom was being beaten every night. You don't know better, Kathy, because you weren't in that truck with my father. You don't know. You don't know. But you're going to keep pretending you know. You're going to keep telling everybody you know that you lived in my head. You walked in my shoes. You know what I went through. When you don't. You don't. You're lying to protect yourself and to protect my mother.
You're lying. Well, no, she's telling the truth. You're the one who's lying to protect herself. Because you, of all people, like Shani, like Von Helton, like G-Man, like Rev, you are nothing more than a narcissistic person who likes to lie and make up stories and falsely accuse people just so that you can feel better about yourself. You are trash, Mary. You're the one who's trash. You chose to be trash. You chose to live on the streets for 5 years. You chose to live in a truck and shit in a bowl. You chose this life, not us, not Aunt Kathy, not your mother, and most definitely not your late father. You chose this life.
So I do admire that about them, and that's why I'm loyal to them, is because they do not just say and repeat everything. They do a little research on it.
You're lying.
They should be paid a whole lot more than they're getting.
You're lying.
I can tell you
You're
that,
lying.
because it takes time to go on.
You're lying.
You weren't doing that, you damn self instead of doing it, prove it. That's what I'm telling you, prove it.
I don't have to look up anything. It's my life that I lived, bitch. It is my life that I lived. I don't have to look it up. All I have to do is remember it.
You mean the life you chose to live, not the life that you were forced to live. You chose to live this life. You chose to live in a perpetual state of squalor. You chose to live in a perpetual state of despair. All because you don't want to take responsibility and you expect everyone else to help you, to save you, to take care of you, to pity you and kiss your ass. You chose this life because you think it'll give you the pity. It'll give you pity for being a lazy nobody. You chose this life, not us, not Adonis Paul, not Aunt Kathy, not Royce Lopez. No one chose this life but you.
Because
you're the one who puts this shit out there for everyone else to see. All what we're doing is pointing out all the fallacies in your story.
it's literally my life.
If you want people to believe you, prove it, but don't prove it. You think we're
Okay, I got it. I get what she's saying. Prove it. I have to file charges against my mother.
Why?
Got it. Okay, done. Kathy, I understand, okay? I have to prove the abuse, which means I have to now file charges against my mother decades later, which is not impossible. I can file charges against my mother. My dad's dead, but I can still file charges against my mother if that's what you want, Kathy. If you would prefer to see my mother in prison for what happened. If that's
So you're willing to throw your mother under the bus so that you could feel validated. The same, kind of like the same thing you did, like what you did with Kenneth the night So you're going to wait decades to press charges against your family for abuse that didn't happen. Kind of like what you did when you pressed charges against Kenneth McBride for murdering Roberta Laws, which you also were responsible for. I'm going to keep bringing up the fact that you were responsible for Roberta Laws, even if it kills me. You're responsible for her death. You are a murderer, Mary Barone. You killed Roberta Laws.
That's what you want, because I have to prove it. I have to get legal documents, which means I have to put my mother in jail.
Exactly.
Kathy is making it mandatory that I put my mother in jail, or else my childhood abuse will never be believed.
It didn't happen to begin with. Or at least it didn't happen the way you think it happened.
The court said it's not, neither is mine. But what I can show or you can find, it can be proved. So keep in mind that
Actually, bro guy, Mary is more like an ogre. Excuse me. She's more like the troll living under the bridge.
I am careful about what I say because I know that I'm going to have to be a witness to some things. And guess what? I don't want to hurt them. Unlike you, I don't want to hurt nobody.
Yeah, well,
You don't want to. You want to hurt people. You want to silence. Yes, Mary, you are the one that wants to silence people. It's because so that no one finds out that you are a killer, a murderer, and a liar, a thief, a criminal. You want no one to find out that you are evil incarnate. Kind of just like Shanny and just like Von Helton. You are scum.
you just hurt my mom pretty bad because you just put in my head that I have to file charges against her. So you just hurt my mom pretty bad, Kathy. Because I have no choice now but to file charges against my mother for what happened. Because I have to prove you're a liar. I have to file charges and put my own mother in prison.
So let's get over and watch Adonis Paul. Tomorrow I Red Cross Day, 5 o'clock. And then I'll see what else I can get into on Monday. And all week long, actually, I'm kind of not, I'm just getting better myself. So, this is good. I can hang out, have fun, and never leave the house.
She's a clout chaser.
Pot calling the kettle black, Mary. You're the one clout chasing. Every time you find a story about someone being abused, you try to insert yourself in that story to make yourself feel like the victim.
Clout chaser. She's going on all these talk shows because she thinks it's going to make her.
The only difference is Shanny is not willing to go on Dr. Phil for her shitty bullshit.
Famous. So I got to look up some information on how to file charges against my mother so I can get the legal documentation Kathy needs to prove that my family was abusive. And that means my mother is going to go to prison. But
Exactly.
that's what Kathy wants.
Exactly, bro guy.
Okay.
Exactly, bro guy. Her toll is that people feel sorry for her. That's her toll. And now this is going to be a short one, but it's going to be the last video I cover.
Dr. Drew listened before I turn my comments off, but this person thinks that I'm forcing my mother to relive abuse, but Kathy is saying that no abuse happened, so how am I forcing my mother to relive something that Kathy says is a lie?
I don't know. Maybe because you've been lying about your family constantly, and then you go out on a rampage, reeing like a fucking frog every time shit doesn't go your way.
I went for a long walk. And I trying to walk it out, you know, just get some of that energy. It helped a little bit, but there's still just so much that wants out, you know. There's so much. Every particle of my being is just aching to be heard. I'm gonna turn the phone off for a little bit though and go offline.
Yeah, maybe.
And
Yeah, that's not happening.
Do some movie reviews.
Yeah, and they're gonna end up getting taken down for copyright.
I'm planning on doing A Knight's Tale tonight. I haven't seen that movie since I was in school, so should be fun.
All right, you do you, Mary. Doesn't mean I'm gonna watch it. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight's episode. I hope you guys liked it. I mean, I know there were a bit of connection problems and people keep dropping in and out, probably because I'm streaming at the same time Virgie is. But hopefully next time when I do another stream like this, I'm going to have more people on here, hopefully. But anyways, thank you for coming out here and thank you for supporting me. If you want to see more videos like this, again, please subscribe to my channel, click the bell notifications, and let everyone know that I sent you. If you want to support Aunt Kathy, again, I'm going to see if I can link her channel in this. All right, I'm going to go link Aunt Kathy's channel. I'm going to go link Aunt Kathy. Also, if you want to like show Aunt Kathy some support, feel free to subscribe to her channel if you want to show her support. She deserves all the love you give her. I mean, she has got a lot of courage to come on here and point out all the fallacies of Mary's stories. I mean, she is very, very nice and loving. And she's a very sweet lady. Anyway, again, that's going to do it for tonight. I have nothing else to say. With that being said, I am Rickzilla, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, folks.